right. Welcome, everybody, to the very first episode of Game Set Live, or GSL, to keep it snappy. This is KY Bob. I'm joined by my friends Powerman 4K and AssassinLupa. And trust me, it is nice to be seen, and it's nice to see all of you. And thank you for telling a friend. We've started our own show because I think we kind of want to break the mold a little bit because we've got shows that have hosts and shows that have panelists. Well, first and foremost, I want it to be known that three of us on this show are equals. We will may even bring up topics that the other ones hadn't even thought about. And in doing that, when this channel gets to the point to monetize, everything this channel takes in will be given back to the community in game giveaways. We will not keep a penny of it. With that being said, I would like to introduce myself. This is KY Real-Time Strategy Games on the PC. I play the bangers on my PS4, and I interact with the gaming community on my Xbox Series X. And I'm glad to be here. Powerman 4K. Let everybody know who you are.
What's going on, guys? What's going on, panel? Good to be back. Good to be in a new light, a new show. It's good to see where this is going to go. A lot of good stuff happening in the next couple of months, so I think it's a perfect time to get out here and talk games and talk some Xbox. I'm excited. I know we have some really great topics. I think that it's going to be a fire show, man. Let's get going.
And somebody's waiting on a Steam Deck to come in the mail. Yes, he is.
Oh, yes. I am a multifaceted gamer, guys. I will say I do like to play everywhere. That's why I feel I like to have a valid opinion. You know what I'm saying? So I like to be able to play. So I own a PS5. I have a Series X. I have a laptop, and then I'm gonna have a Steam Deck tomorrow, end of day, via FedEx, and I'll be loading up probably some. Maybe some Halo. I don't know. We'll see. I'll check it out and let you guys know how it runs.
All right. Always glad to have Powerman here by my side, and the one and only longtime friend. Been with her through the good times and the bad times, and I am so excited to be part of a show with her on it. AssassinLupa, how are you?
I am very well, sir. And how is everybody? We are here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to one and all around the world. It is Thursday. It is Game Set Live. Let's get it on, baby.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I love the energy. Yes.
Gotta bring the energy, baby. I'm AssassinLupa. I love all games, very passionate about games. I will play anything, anywhere. Just hit me up and I'll play with you too.
That's right. Except for some of those toxic fanboys.
Oh, yeah. Well, we don't talk about those.
Nobody really plays with them because they don't play
very
games.
Overrated and dead. They play Twitter, baby.
Yeah, they don't play games.
Play Twitter.
You can't play with somebody who doesn't play games.
No, you can't.
All right. So let's just jump right in. Powerman, you were mentioning to me that on your Steam Deck, you're going to be able to use xCloud.
Yeah. So really cool thing, and one of the reasons why I ended up kind of pulling. Well, so it just kind of happened, right? Like I had pre-ordered it a while back. You put the $5 on it, forgot all about it, and then all of a sudden I got an email and was like, "Oh yeah, okay, Steam Deck's ready to go." So I was like, "Oh, okay." Well, I honestly I forgot all about it. So I started at that point. Then I started getting curious, and I was like searching and stuff on YouTube and stuff like that. And if you look on Twitter, they official Xbox and Phil Spencer had mentioned that they were super excited about the Steam Deck and super excited about having native xCloud support via the Edge browser, because the cool thing about the Steam Deck is that it's literally like a portable PC. So you whenever you boot it, it boots into like what's kind of like, I don't know if you guys ever play on Steam, but like big picture mode. So it's big picture mode is kind of like a console experience if you're playing on a TV or something for a PC. So you can put it in that mode and you can control the computer with a controller and like, pick your games. It's similar to like an Xbox or a PlayStation UI. So you press the Steam button and it like loads over into the desktop mode, and it has a browser. Like literally you can load Windows onto it. You can do everything that you can do with a normal computer on this thing. So it has the native xCloud support. So I'm like, wow, even if you didn't want to play the games on Steam, to be able to access that. And the big difference is like with the phone, you're having to attach a controller or you're having to use a Razer Kishi or something like that. This has stuff built in, native button controls that has the same loadout as like an Xbox controller. You know what I'm saying? The AXYB and all that stuff is the same. You know what I mean? So it's going to be really cool knowing how xCloud has been working to be able to access Xbox games. Like if I'm laying down or if I'm away from the house, I can take it with me. And playing games on Steam too. That's what I'll primarily be doing it for, but I will definitely be testing the xCloud on that for sure.
Now, this it does raise an eyebrow because we've seen xCloud pushed for the last couple of years on your mobile devices, and now we actually have a mobile PC that could have went with any other browser, but it's got Edge. Do you think that there may be some handshakes going on in the background between old Gabe and old Phil?
I mean, I'm 100% hoping, and this is just me personally, I'm hoping for 100% native Xbox Game Pass on Steam. Like literally, like you click on it and access it, and it's part of your Steam library, and you can do, Xbox achievements or Steam achievements or whatever. I would not be surprised. You got to remember, Xbox is wanting this stuff everywhere, right? And we're going to talk about some other stuff that they're doing today too. It just furthers my point. But the Xbox ecosystem has broken outside of just the console experience, right? So they want you. They don't care where you're at. They want you to be able to access the games. So yeah, I mean, I feel like 100%. And with Gabe, Gabe is all about having options and all about having. He said multiple times on IGN and everyone else, like, listen, this is a computer. Like, yes, we're loading it with Steam OS, but if you want to run Windows, if you want to just play via the cloud, if you want to use this for like making Excel spreadsheets, like you can literally do that. You know what I'm saying? You can create videos off of this thing because it's literally a computer. So that having that option and being able to do that handheld. See, for a long time, I've been a very big I've pushed the whole idea of I always wanted a competitor to the PS Vita from Xbox. I always thought that like having a handheld Xbox would just look really cool. You know what I'm saying? Like the aesthetics, the design, the idea of being able to play Gears of War on the go or Halo on the go to me was very appealing. But a gaming laptop isn't something that I would always want to lug around in a controller and everything else. This thing is like 2 inches longer than a Nintendo Switch, and it's only a little bit heavier. And it's being able to play like AAA games. It runs Cyberpunk, it runs God of War, it runs Forza Horizon 5, right? On high settings at 30 frames per second. Like that's insane. Like you're literally walking around being able to play these games. You know what I mean? Like not tethered to a TV. So I'm excited about it. I'm definitely going to try out the xCloud stuff and see how that works because, but I own some native games on the Steam library too. So I'm excited to try that out. So.
And real quick, I just want to shout out to the people in our chat in the first 10 minutes of our show. Of course, the almighty Thumber, who is I've called out as one of the greatest podcast fans on Twitter. He is amazing. He makes so many shows and he fills so many chats, and we're indebted to you, sir. Palpatine,
he's the man.
Fabio Amorum. I hope I said that right. Our brother from another mother. Android Hugh. Welcome. to the show. Welcome to our chat. Thank you for stopping by. And while Power Man was bringing up the points of the cloud and the use of the Steam Deck, me and Lupa actually have our own cloud experiences to talk about because you see, one of the launch games for the PS5 has recently come into Game Pass and it's playable through the cloud. And I didn't really know whether or not I wanted to download Oh Penis Hands, the game.
The wiener hands. Oh,
The
not the
wiener
wiener
hand.
hands.
That's right. So I played it through the cloud. And as you can see by currently the video in our podcast, Bob doesn't have the best internet right now. There's a lot of work being done in his area, a lot of construction. But I was able to play this game using the cloud on my Series X. And wow. I think Lupa, you played a game on the cloud too, and Power
I
Man
did.
also.
Yeah, I did. It's an okay. It's a bit more like a kids game, but there's some little bits of challenges in there. Dealer ripped into me. What are you playing Wiener Hands for? Last night, he's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm just checking it out on the cloud, dealer. As a gamer, I gotta have a look in it." And he was like, "Okay, but you already got 4 achievements. That's not a little while." But it is. The first half hour of the game, you can get 4 achievements easily. But yeah, I mean, it's a fun little game. I mean, having pieces of fruit and stuff as your hands and feet's quite unique, I guess. But yeah, no, it runs fine on the cloud. I love the xCloud on the box because it is so smooth and easy. Much smoother than your stream right now, Bob.
Bob apologizes.
As is most things. Let's if we're being honest, come on now.
Yeah.
Now it's the point of contention. Like, let's just do. It's just what we do.
Oh
Yep.
my goodness.
No,
But-
we know Bob's going to get it sorted, aren't you, Bob?
Yes,
So,
yes. Bob is
it'll get
calling
sorted,
them
people.
every day and saying, "What the hell?"
Yeah. Need to
So-
change a provider, maybe?
Yeah. Problem is Bob doesn't have very many options out here. So the company he does have.
Do you have you tried Xfinity? Do you know if you have access to Xfinity?
No, I don't.
No, you don't.
Have a look into that,
I was
KY.
gonna- I was
But there's
gonna
a
say,
fiber
man.
company. There's a fiber company called. I can't remember what their name is, but they're coming up over the hill, and Bob is going to start blowing their phone up. But
Cool.
back to Wiener Hands. So the one part of so I really do feel like the game is directed at the younger crowd because yeah, you can use your camera to scan the footprints and the tracks of the
Mhm.
insects that you're trying to capture. But then after you put down the trap, you go and hide. You don't even have to be looking at the trap to know when to spring it because you literally get an alert saying,
Yeah.
hit this button now.
Yeah, well, it comes up with pull the right trigger to activate, but like you can hear the audio sound of them being in the trap. But there is some challenging ones further down the line. I have to say, like you have to get the 2 bungers to bang into each other to be able to catch those. You can get 2 in 1 hit with those. You can also get two in 1 hit with the frigillas, whatever they're called, the
Yeah.
fry spiders. Yeah, but like later on down the line to catch Sweetie Pie, you've got to do you've got to have the trick shot thing, or you've got to try and do a jump, put your bug catcher on a thing that shoots up in the air and catches it that way. But like that's further on down the line. I haven't got that far yet, but it is a cool little game. I mean, I'm not going to knock it because it was on PlayStation first. It's now in Game Pass. Who's complaining? Not me. I'll play good games in Game Pass,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'll try all of them out, and then if I like them, I like them. If I don't, they don't get accessed again.
And people knock Game Pass all the time, and I tell them, I was like, what other service can I just choose to play hundreds of games with no commitment to it? And now I don't even have to commit hard drive space to it because I can play it over the cloud. I mean, that's amazing.
Exactly. It is.
Zero
And
commitment.
like Trek to Toomey is what I'm playing next. And I mean, that looks fire. I believe the Indie Gamer's done an in-depth look at it. So that's going to be something I catch up on. But like, I'm really looking forward to playing Trek to Toomey. That looks so good. I mean, there's so many games. Like I picked up one called Dicey Dungeons. I'm like, what's this? I gotta have a look. Actually, it's a perfect party game. Perfect party game because you could just be in a party, chatting away, and just play it. You know, without thinking. It's so much fun. You just roll the dice, and you're in a battle, and you have to go and do the battle with all these different other things. Open chests to get new weapons and stuff. You start with nothing, and you can be a warrior right up to a witch. And you're a dice, by the way. So it's really fun. Another awesome game that went into Game Pass was that dice game. Name's
Oh, I
gone
know
right
what you're
out of my
talking
head.
about.
Oh, I completed that 1,000. Like, I mean, I love it. I just, I love all these like little indie games and different games that are going into Game Pass. I just love them. I just try them all, and there's some that I just can't put down, and there's others that, yeah, I can take them or leave them, and some that I just downright don't like. So,
All right. Shout out to the 5 people that are watching us right now, which I should really say 2, I think, because I'm pretty sure the other 3 are the panelists. But we will grow, I promise you. And
Oh, I got to give a shout out to Loot River as well. Loot River is an awesome game. And the dice game I was talking about, Lost in Random, awesome game.
Oh yeah, that's through EA Play, right? Like,
Yeah,
that's,
segment research for the
EA
win.
Access on the Game Pass. Yeah, I mean it is just awesome game. Lost in Random, so much fun, so different. If you like, what's that guy who did that? Tim, who did Nightmares at Christmas thing. Oh God.
Oh,
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton. If you like Tim
yes.
Burton stuff, it's very Tim Burton-ish. Very Tim Burton-y. That's the only way I can describe it.
Yeah, it
It's
looked interesting. I mean, it looked, it looked interesting.
It is very interesting. It's great fun. I really enjoyed it. It's one of those games I couldn't put down. I had to complete it.
Another thing, as we transition into our next topic that I want to let the audience in on, is that this will not be a podcast that you hear the same people, but you see the same thing every week. This will be constantly evolving. Backgrounds will change. Games will change. So I encourage everybody to like and subscribe to the channel to be part of this evolution, because it will be just that. And Lupa, we're going to talk Halo.
Lovely.
Oh, I can hear the excitement in her voice. So
it's great multiplayer. I love the campaign, I have to say, before we start. I really enjoyed the campaign and I completed it. The multiplayer is what gets my goat because I die quickly. So I hide in a corner.
But how do you feel about what is being given? Because that seems to be the uproar right now on social media. We had season 2 launch on May 3rd, and everybody who for the last 5 months has been screaming, "There's not enough to do. There's not enough to do." Well, now
I think people
need
to give them a chance. To be fair, Bob, they need to give people a chat. People need to give whatever you say. Yes, there's the Debbie Downers, but actually, it's a strong base of a game that's going to be a free-to-play game with the free-to-play access to it. You need to give them a chance to get it up and running, to fill it out. Yes, it could do with more maps. I totally agree. But the actual base of the game is solid. And is that not always just what you want in a game? We played Tuesday night for 4 hours and thoroughly enjoyed ourselves as a group. We had a great laugh. We had fun. The multiplayer, we did silly things like putting the spanker and the sniper rifle on together in a small map and just blowing the hell out of each other. It was hilarious. I mean, that's what a game's about. If you can laugh and have fun, then I believe it's a good game. To me, there is no problem with Halo. It's just a shortage of maps. I believe they should have brought Forge out early so that the community could make the maps for them, because that's what a lot of the community do in Halo. They love to make their maps. And I think that it's possibly worth them, releasing Forge early, so the community would have made maps to keep people busy while they're getting out their other stuff. I do think 6 months is a long time for the season 2. But as I say, there's more intelligent people about Halo out there than me, and that would be you, Bob. So take it away, sir.
Yeah. So one thing I have noticed since I started playing season 2, on May 3rd, 2 days ago, on Tuesday, is season 1. I felt like I leveled up a lot quicker, a lot easier. I think they've kind of went a little harder with the challenges, because I played for, well, you see it here on screen. I mean, I've got 45 minutes of gameplay looping, and I didn't even break a level. Granted, I suck at last man standing. Shh, don't tell anybody. Yeah.
I actually got second in last man standing. I was so chuffed. But then I don't think the others got the premise. It's not about how many you kill. It's only about killing the last person in front of you. So I was really good at hiding. They couldn't find me to kill me, so I did quite well. I was quite chuffed with myself that I beat all those massive Halo people. There's little old me in second place.
So, my friend, our friend Deals, you all may know him by Dealer Gaming. He tweeted out earlier, what is everybody thinking of Halo 2? And I swear, every comment to his tweet was negative. And then I had to throw in my comment as well. It is Halo multiplayer, and it is the crispest, it's the best that Halo gameplay has ever felt. And you all are still complaining. I don't understand. Can anybody else help me out here? Because I feel like they just, at least it's not Battlefield. At least it's not Battlefield, because we all know Halo killed Battlefield.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that I think that a lot of the so I was seeing a lot of stuff about their changing of the slide, or a lot of stuff that's affecting, I guess, more like the pro players or whatever. But that really doesn't affect your average Halo guy. In my opinion, I mean, listen, like and I've said this in other podcasts, like every games as a service. It takes some time for it to ramp up. Halo is jumping into an era where Apex Legends has already been well established and had plenty of time to grow and figure out what people like and what they don't like, and balancing the weapons and finding a good cadence for content. Same with Fortnite. Fortnite was not the Fortnite that everybody knows it was in season 1 or 2, however long back, right? And Warzone, all the same stuff. So I do think that, and the thing is, it's like 343 has acknowledged this when they did their sit down and they were talking, and Staten was talking about everything. He even said that he doesn't like the 6-month cadence. It's not about what they want to do. It's just, hey, listen, like, it is what it is. They were going through a pandemic. They were struggling to get people to be able to get into a room together and figure out some of the issues that were going on with the engine. And season 2 is what it is. Co-op campaign is on the way. I think that it's going to be one of these stories we're going to hear about similar to the way you looked at Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves started off very dry, very bland, and now it's turned into almost a darling of the gaming industry. It's always, if you look at the Steam charts, it's always in one, at least in the top 10. People are still buying that game. They enjoy it and they love it. I think that Halo, that the problem is they're trying to put it up against like the juggernauts, right? And like I don't think, and this just might be my personal opinion, I don't think Halo was designed to fight against like stuff like Warzone. I don't think that it was meant for that. If it was, then Halo Infinite multiplayer would have launched with a BR, right? Like if it was actually competing with these other companies like in that space, it would have launched with that. Halo is just Halo. And do I think they're going to experiment with modes? Yes. Do I think that Creative Assembly is working on a BR? Also, yes. Do I think that's going to be success? Do I think that's going to be successful? Yes, I think so. I think 100% people will jump in. It's going to be up to 343 to make sure that these things are set, that the weapons are good, that the drops are good, that it functions properly, that it works across all platforms. And like I said, they're aware of it. They need to find a cadence for faster content. The problem with it, and it shows that the game is good, because listen, if the game sucked, nobody would care about the cadence of content, right? Like if the game was trash, nobody would care. But people care, right? They're saying we don't have enough content. Why? The same thing they do in the Destiny community, because they want more, right? They're insatiable. They need more content. So I think that's a good sign. It shows that people are passionate and they want more stuff. They want the game to succeed. Otherwise, why would they say that? Now, granted, there are going to be some people that are under the Halo comments. They're just there to troll and be those people. But listen, if you haven't already gotten those guys muted yet, do yourself a favor. Go through that list and mute those guys, because they live their life to crap on anything that Xbox does, and it's not healthy for anybody. So,
I think the main thing people got to understand is Apex Legends is along the same base as is Fortnite. They weren't perfect when they came out. It took them a year, and now everybody loves them. And This is what's going to happen with Halo. They are going to, and it's going to end up being one of the greatest free-to-play games ever, because they're on a 10-year support of this game. So they have a couple of years to find their footing, because it's new to Halo, and they're going to then blow people's minds. I think there's nothing wrong with it as a shooter. It still shoots well. All my Halo friends are saying to me the gunplay's great, the guns in it are cool, things you can do in it. I mean, I've seen people moaning because they nerfed the slide jump. At the end of the day, that's because you were cheating with it, because the velocity was too much when you're going down a ramp or whatever. You're sliding down a ramp. That's why.
I saw somebody complaining on Twitter that they nerfed a jump that you could do on an electrical box on the side of the wall to get up to the next level, when that box was literally 2 inches wide off the wall.
Yep. Well, because they knew people were doing it, so they took it out of the game, because it's cheating. It's like with the grapple hook. I watch people grapple around the outside of the wall, basically off the map, to get to the flag and steal your flag and then go back again. And it was like, hang on a minute, you're off the damn map. That's just cheating. They're like little problems that need to be solved so that cheating doesn't take place so much. They have to keep their eye on that. I don't want it to turn into a COD where you can get shot through a wall or through a building, a whole building actually, or you put like a rocket launcher into some guy and then he shoots you in the head with a pistol and you're dead and he's not. I mean, what the heck?
Yeah, I mean, it got to a point with the Warzone, you can't even play the game on PC because there were so many cheaters. They're literally banning like 50 to 100,000 people at a time. And they're just coming back making new accounts, wall hacking and everything else. So, these things are designed to tell people, hey, listen, this is something that's going to change. We're working on it. They've been very vocal. They have communicated with everybody. I don't see where the misconception is. If it's not enough content for you, then, move on and play another game,
Yeah, I think most of them are cribbing about the co-op business. I understand that. And but I want it to come out working and well. If they need more time, take more time. I can wait. The problem is gamers these days are so bloody entitled that they think they could have everything now. They don't understand the amount of work that goes into these games. To make that campaign co-op is takes a hell of a lot of work. And I agree, some people like that's all they care about, the co-op. Me, I can wait 2000 it in co-op with somebody when it comes out, because by then it will be like a fresh game to me because I've forgotten most of what the campaign entailed.
Lupa, at least you're not in the same boat that Bob is in, because Bob was playing through the campaign, and then Bob's wife came around the corner and said, "What are you doing? We always do Halo and Gears of War together." And I'm like,
Oh.
"Okay, I'll stop."
No, I don't have that problem.
But to build on what you all were talking about, when you start talking about COD and you start talking about Battlefield, let's not forget neither one of those franchises would be represented on consoles right now if it wasn't for Halo and showing that it could be done and it could be done well. So, and I don't, at the end of the day, I still don't understand what the issue is, because if you look at the Master Chief Collection, and we have the Master Chief Collection the way it is right now, we have that because of 343. When Bungie had the Master Chief Collection, it was a disaster. 343 fixed it, they streamlined it, all the maps run together, all the modes run together. The only thing different is that when you load up multiplayer on a different game, you have to use the control scheme and you move like you did in that game. What is the disconnection here with Halo Infinite? Again, I'm not complaining because I don't have a problem with Halo Infinite, but there is a problem if a lot of people are complaining.
No, I think a lot of people are hating on Halo, like from the other side, like they're hating on it because it fills their narrative.
Is that
They
the dark
haven't got
side?
the Xbox, got no games. They haven't got, like, Xbox is shit. You can't run this, you can't run that. They haven't got that anymore. So they have to find something. They have to. So most of the people that are commenting on that aren't Halo fans. The Halo fans I know are really happy with what they've got. They think it's a great base game and they're looking forward to what's being put in. The only thing that people are annoyed about, I know Deals is annoyed about the the fact that they killed Cortana off screen. That was so wrong in the campaign, and that the campaign ended really weirdly and abruptly and it was rubbish. Other than that, he loved playing the campaign. Most people I know love playing the campaign. The multiplayer needs some work, but you'd expect that with it going to free to play, in my opinion. Uh, Everything I'm saying, I've got from other Halo guys, a lot in the community. Mav, 3-Bit, Psychonauts, Jackie Joseph, as I call him, but his name is actually Lawmaster Joseph. All of those people, they love it and they think it's great, and that what 343 are doing is good enough for now. And as long as it all comes to fruition, they don't mind waiting, because all they want is a good game, like we all do.
Yeah, I really like that you mentioned all those shows and all those different
Oh,
content
sorry.
creators. No, because it's perfect, because that really comes down to, so a lot of people have their own shows and then they get to be guests on other shows.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think me and Lupa kind of did it backwards. We became part of the community and we got known in the community. And I've been a guest on so many different shows, and Lupa does so many shows. So we're not here because we want to mimic anybody. We're here to cut our own path and do things differently that we may or may not have agreed with. Oh, but Halo, it's a wrap.
Cool.
June 12th is approaching quickly. And the June 12th showcase. When was the last time Xbox had a June where they were at the top of the mountain?
Last year, buddy. Last year.
As far as console sales go and NPD, when was the
Last month.
last month?
Last month.
I'm thinking
They
360.
No, man. No, they beat PS sales last month and the month before, I believe. I think it's maybe 2 or 3 months on the trot. Definitely in North America, Europe's catching up, and in America itself. So I believe that was the case. We talked about it 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I believe that's the case. Fact.
Okay.
I actually saw a
but-
tweet from Phil and Aaron Greenberg stating it.
But
That's
the
when Aaron
last-
Greenberg's 12-year-old bloody tweet got brought up against him over VGC
But-
or whatever.
But we're not talking about right now. We're talking about we're not talking about last month. We're talking about in June, on June 12th, when Xbox and Bethesda has their game showcase. When was the last June 12th that Xbox was in the position in the market that they're in now? It was before 2013. They haven't been in this market position for a summertime show since they made the bungle in 2013 with the Xbox One.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the 360 wiped everything. It was so cool. It was such a good console. But I believe this console, the Series X, has deleted the 360 now, overtaken it massively. I mean, the Series X is so powerful. They haven't utilized hardly anything in the box yet that can be utilized to make gaming even more better. Unreal Engine 5 is going to shut down everybody's brains. It's going to be so cool, so good. And
It's fun. It's funny that Lupa mentions that. And I just for future reference, just to further the point, really quick, Lupa, and I'll let you jump back in. I just tagged you guys in something that's coming out in 2023.
I'm reading it right now.
That's exclusive to consoles. Take a look at that, dude. Like this is the future of gaming. Like this is where we're going to end up. We're going to end up in a place that we never realized. See, the issue is like as 2013, we were given a 1.3 teraflop console that at the time was already sort of outdated. See, believe it or not, the 360 when it came out was actually a pretty high end when it came to the versus like the PC side of it. It was very competitive. So we haven't even began to touch the power and the abilities of Unreal Engine 5 and all of these new engines that are going to be coming out and what they're going to be able to do and squeeze out of these consoles. Everybody's looking at these cross-progression, cross-generation games and trying to equate or quantify that to like what these consoles could do. And it couldn't be further from the truth. Once they start getting back to a point where they can start putting out games at a serious cadence and really start learning the console, a lot of these companies, even to this day, are still struggling with manpower, right? Like people think, oh, well, COVID's been out for a while, but you don't realize that some of those people haven't come back. They lost developers. People are working remote. So it's not going to be the same. The good thing about it is I think that at this point, Xbox has so much in the pipeline that I cannot imagine that we don't get just an hour and a half of just explosive gameplay. Like, I think we're going to get a major Starfield blowout. I think we're going to get probably, I'm guessing we're going to get Redfall like shadow dropped. I think it's just going to drop. You know what I mean? I think it's just going to be there with a gameplay trailer, probably a gameplay trailer, a hype trailer, and then it's like, okay, boom, Redfall, and then I think we might see stuff with,
I don't
maybe you don't think so? You don't think Redfall won't be there?
No, I think it'll be there, but I think it'll be an October drop for Halloween.
Really?
Just my opinion.
That is perfect timing.
Yeah, that'd be good timing. I just think I think that game is obviously it's got to be pretty far along. It's my guess. You know what I mean? A lot of these games have been in development for a long time. We've seen enough CGI trailers. It's time for gameplay. I want nothing but gameplay. I want to see what these games are showing. I don't want smoke and mirrors. I just want to know like exactly what we're gonna get. I want to see as much of Starfield as I can, because I want Skyrim in space, and I'm hoping that's what it is. And so yeah, I mean that's my hype level. I definitely want a couple surprises. I'd be hyped to see some stuff that maybe we never even saw coming. You know what I'm saying? Like
You will.
that would be
You
awesome.
will. Facts.
So
I want to see new
I'm
IPs.
excited. We'll see.
And I think
Yeah.
there's so much that the studios have got that we don't know anything about that's going to pop, 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 pop. It's going to be it's going to be 90 minutes or more. It's going to be like last year, game after game after game. I'm looking forward to seeing all of the new games that they're talking about actually showing some gameplay. I'm looking forward to Avowed, Fable. I mean, Fable's probably not going to be there yet. I think it's probably going to be about maybe 2023, late 2023. I can see all these games that everybody's talking about, but the thing that I'm most excited about, the reason that I used to watch E3 is for the upcoming news, the news on what they're doing, what they're making, not too far ahead either. I don't want something that's 3-4 years out. I want something that's coming in the next year at least. And I'm like, there must be so many new IPs. There must be so many games we know nothing about that I am so excited for. Like Hellblade 2, I want to see some more of that. I want to know when it's coming. I think the shadow drop might be Motorsport, Forza Motorsport. That could easily be a shadow drop.
I think Motorsport is actually a given. I'm with Dealer Gaming on this.
Me too.
I think they're definitely going to do it. I think if you're going to have a shadow drop, it's going to be on the lines of a Rise 2 or a State of Decay 3 gameplay. And both of them, I'm pumped for. So I would just like to introduce everybody. Forget the intro that we gave. I would like to introduce everybody to AssassinLupa, our resident insider. Yes.
Oh boy, don't put that out there.
Don't put that out there. I'll get inundated. It's not true. It's not true.
I mean, we got so many. So Xbox has shown us so many games that are still release dates are in limbo. We don't know if it's 2022 late. We don't know if it's 2023. We don't know if, for instance, Stalker is going to even make it until 2024.
No, it won't, because their studio was bombed up, and what they're going through in the Ukraine is disgusting and sad for all of us, and we wish it wasn't happening, but it is, and they can't make a game without a studio, so somewhere to make it. I think that is way away now, because it's just sad. The whole situation is just
did you guys see that Sony pony that was making fun of the whole situation about Stalker and was like laughing about the idea that Xbox is losing an exclusive because because they were being attacked in Ukraine? Just absolutely crazy. Like if anybody ever takes the console wars like to that level, man, like you got to really evaluate yourself and what you're doing, because
That's disgusting.
It's not that serious, dude. Like it's never that serious, man. Like people are getting bombed up, and like if you're console warring using that, I'm sorry, that's an automatic block for me. Like,
oh yeah, my timeline's clean. Anybody comes in and is negative about, like, I'm Xbox centric, but I will play anything anywhere. But my point is, if you're going to come in and start attacking somebody just for stating that they like something on Xbox, then you're not a very good person to be around my timeline. So you're immediately blocked or muted. At the end of the day, I don't need that in my life, negativity. I just want positivity. Although I'm Xbox centric, I will call them out if they do bad stuff or they make mistakes. And
absolutely, I do it all the time.
That,
yeah, no problem.
I mean, I won't damage control in any way. If they mess up, they get told they messed up. If they're good, they get told they're good. And it's not about the company. I don't care about the businesses, Sony, Microsoft. I don't give a shit about them. Just give me good games. I'm a consumer. I purchase those games. I have a right to a game, to good games that I pay for. And as long as you're doing that, I'm fine. I'm fine with it.
A true fan, a true gamer, is critical of the brand that they love, and a fanboy is somebody who basically just says everything that their brand does is good, even when it's not. It's not it's not consumer friendly. And when one brand has a feature, they're like, "Oh, well, that's not important." And then all of a sudden, their brand gets the feature, like VRR, and they're like, "Oh, this is game changing! Look at this! Oh my goodness!" Come on now, just call a spade, and
exactly. And if somebody's excited about something on either side, I don't feel it as like a fanboy thing. Like if I'm genuinely excited about a product that Xbox is putting out, that does not mean that I have no problem calling them out. Whenever Xbox tried to double the Xbox Live Gold, I was loud about that, man. I didn't. I was
Me
like,
too.
absolutely not.
But in a good, nice way, though, Powerman. You don't go there slagging them off, attacking them. You ask them nicely, like we all did. We all sent them messages saying this isn't right. Phil Spencer didn't even know about it.
Exactly.
He didn't even know it had taken place. And people say, how can the head of Xbox not know it happened? Because he probably knew it was in the works. He didn't know it had been put out there. And as soon as he did, and he saw our messages, he reversed that in 12 hours.
Yep.
And that's what you got to do. You got to message them and be nice about it. I think you've made a mistake. Would you mind please re-examining this situation?
And that's the big issue that I have with a lot of people on with different platforms, man, is they have the inability to like call it what it is and say, hey, listen, like, regardless of what you like, either this is anti-consumer or it's pro-consumer, and being able to say stuff like that proves your fanboyism, right? Like if you can't call out a company and say, hey, listen, like you're not looking out for me as a consumer, right? If you're just okay with basically simping for a multi-billion-dollar corporation, then that's a problem, man. Like, and that's gamers have got to get away from that, man. Like, love what you love, play the games that you love, but also be able to call out your favorite things. Listen, that helps them grow. Xbox is where it's at right now because its fans have spoken up, called them out when they needed to, and praised them when they've also needed to, right? Like, at the end of the day, they are here in this situation right now because the fans have talked to them. They're very vocal. That Aaron Greenberg's always talking to fans. Phil's talking to fans. A lot of the Xbox team is very vocal on Twitter, asking about stuff. A lot of comments, a lot of interaction with the community. And so I think being on that ground level, they're able to kind of, all right, read the field. What do they like? What do they not like? And I think that's a very good thing. I think other companies should follow, in my opinion.
Sure. And that's definitely why PlayStation don't look after their customers, consumers, gamers, whatever you want to call us, because they don't tell them anything. And that's why it's great to have Phil at the head, because he is and was a gamer first and foremost. He knows what we think, how we're thinking, because he's been there. The suits at Sony, they know nothing. They don't care about gaming. They only care about money.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell every chance they get, they give you another opportunity for you to get a PS3 game from that architecture that they can't seem to make work on anything else.
Yeah.
And we're going, and the rumor is they're getting the third Last of Us remake now. It's going to be and it's not going to be free. It's not going to be a free upgrade. They don't believe in stuff like that. So, listen, I would be the first to say I enjoy my PlayStation 5. I like it. It has great games, right? There are really good exclusives on the PlayStation 5. That being said, the Xbox is a much more pro-consumer box when it comes to Game Pass, when it comes to the overall ecosystem. It just is. There are features on the PlayStation I would like to see implemented on the Xbox, but overall, I do think that it being paired with Game Pass and all the features, Microsoft rewards, there's too much to list, but I think they're both good consoles. I think that just, the PlayStation fan base deserves a lot better, man. They deserve a lot better people, and for whatever reason, they've really garnered a reputation for being very toxic. You know what I mean? And just it's actually kind of sad because that platform deserves better. In my opinion.
I mean, there are toxic Xbox gamers also, I have to say. It's pretty
absolutely.
equal
Yes,
on
there
both
is.
sides. So as far as I'm concerned, you have your good and bad in every community, and you have your good and bad in people in general. And therefore you have to, you have to negotiate your way around and try and make things more positive, in my opinion.
Keep your circle small.
Advanced Returnal Shadow, the last night, I believe, has been delayed. They've just put a post out today that it's been delayed, or yesterday, one of the two. They're delaying it to March 1st, 2022, I believe. 2023, I believe, sorry.
Last Light, Hellblade 2, State of Decay 3, About Starfield, Redfall, Wolfenstein 3, and the new Compulsion game.
Yeah, I mean, we will see definitely Starfield will either open with God Howard, or he'll have a big segment in the middle. I mean, I saw somebody say that it would be good if they show, because now we know the Game Awards are on June the 9th, so Summerfest. So I think they might show a teaser there at the Game Awards, and then not the Game Awards, the Summerfest, sorry, and then they will show a big section on the Xbox show on the 12th. That's what I believe will happen. Also, Wolfenstein 3, it could be there. I believe personally it's there. I don't know if we'll see anything about it yet.
Do you guys think we'll actually, because we know what has been going on with the initiative and the departures and the additions, do we think we'll see their game? Anything from their game? I mean, we've only seen a CGI short trailer at that. It was more like a teaser. Do we think we'll see anything more? I mean, because Xbox put a lot of emphasis on the initiative. We're talking a quadruple A studio.
Sorry, I've messed up. It wasn't the last night. It was the day before I was talking about. Sorry, got mixed up with the names.
Oh, that's okay. Your host here has made many mistakes already. You're allowed a couple.
I know. Yeah. Well, it was the other one. Not the night. What did he say? The last night. It was the day before. That was it. That's been delayed.
So what have y'all been playing lately?
I've been playing some Grounded, because the new update is in public test branch, so that will be out next week, I should think.
That's why everybody's been playing Grounded. I've been wondering why I'm seeing people on my friends list playing Grounded, and there's
even Dealer played Grounded. Me and him had a Twitter thing going, because he always said it's trash, it's rubbish, and he went back to it and got a few Chivos, and I'm like ribbing him on Twitter about it. But I mean, the update is the best update so far, because it's quality of life stuff. So there's no new bugs, but there's new. They've introduced turrets, which is so cool. And there's so many things they've introduced that is really amazing and good stuff to come. So this game is going out as 1.0 later this year. But they will still support it. There'll be much more stuff they'll be doing. By then it will be in early access for 2 years by then. But we as a community, we go into the public test branch and we test the game for them, and we give them all our feedback, tell them what's broken. It was more broken on the Xbox side this time. but they've now updated a couple of times and cleared that up. So yeah, it's a great fun game, and it's really cool to play with your friends. I love it's like a survival game, but it's like an RPG survival. You got to eat, you got to drink, you got to make weapons, you fight all the spiders and the bugs. It's so good. It's such a good fun game, and you can build all your big bases. I've got like 7 big bases, 8 big bases on my map. So yeah, I just love it. It's just
So
a
I
lovely
haven't
chill
played
game.
it in a while. Have they added different kinds of spiders, or you still have the same spiders?
You have the Orb Weaver, Junior, and the Wolf Spider. You now, if you sealed off the haze, then you have an infective wolf spider,
Oh, good.
infected wolf spider under the oak tree, and also one up where the termites live, up in the top yard by the shed. And you also have there's new bugs as in the sickly roly-poly and the normal roly-poly. You have termites and the termite king. You have the assistant manager, who's a mini boss in the black ant hill. You have black ants, soldier ants, and worker ants. How far back since you played it? Because like I could
It's
go
been like
on
a
and on and on.
year, but
Well, then there's a bit, 2 big updates came in that time, what we call big updates. One is the haze. What was it called? And the other one was Shroom and Doom. So you had Shroom and Doom first, and then you had the haze update. So this time round, they've gone round and revamped all of the bases, like the Pond Lab, the Haze Lab, the Hedge Lab, and the termite mound and all of that. So basically now if you when it comes out of public test, or if you play it while it's in public test, all you have to do is access the Insider app on your Xbox, go to Grounded and go to the public test branch, and you can play it right now. Everybody will be set back at the beginning of the game at the box that you come into the world in, by that box. Uh, and you will have all your equipment and everything that you've done so far in the game, but they've revamped the story. So Burgle does different things, so it says different things, and there's a revamp to the story. So you have to go and do the 4 bases again, because like that will be the Hedge Lab, the Pond Lab, the Haze Lab, and the Black Ant Lab. You have to go and do all those again to get the new story. But that's all, just to get these super chips and restart the game that way. But you go there with all the armor you've got and all the weapons you've got and all the upgrades you've done and everything else. So it's just the story.
not bad for
Some
a passion
people like
project,
it.
huh?
No, some people like it and some people don't. Some people are moaning about it. Oh, why do we have to do the story again? Because they've revamped the labs. It's all different now. If you go into the oak base, the great oak base, you now don't have the switch to press and pull the lever and all that. You don't have a tasty in there. You have some supplies in there. You have to pick up Burgle, and he says different things. I won't spoil it. And then you have to go and do the other 4 bases again, sorry. So it gives you a reason to replay those bases. All of your supplies, your muscle sprouts and all those things will all be back, and you can grab all of those again. So anybody who wants to grab that stuff before it comes out of public test, get it done. Grab your twinkles in your backpack. They're so hard to catch, those scarabs.
I'm starting my
Grab them.
Xbox up right now.
Go grab them, because you can get 10 if you grab those 5 up by the termite mound. You could just run straight through the termite hill, out the other side, drop down under the leaf, grab a backpack that's got 5 twinkle shells in it. That then you can upgrade your weapons further to level 9 with. If you grab it now before it goes into out of public test server and the update goes live, you can get the backpack again when it comes live, and you get 10. 10 is enough to upgrade 2 weapons, I believe. So, do those things. Grab your massive sprouts again, because then when it comes in, you can grab them again, and so on and so forth. Loads of things you can do, and so much more. The most important thing is now you get a beastery, so you peep all of the bugs. Then when you kill them and loot them, you get a 1% chance to get a gold card. And also, if you like base defending, you're now going to have rage. You've got the waffler, or the wafter, I should say, that emits a thing, and you can fight all these ants and whatever bugs you put in it raid you, and you have to fight them. You also have mixers where you get 2,000 raw science a pop for defending them and not letting them get broken. So there's 5 of them on the map. I mean, it's just so much good quality of life stuff. People who wanted base defending now have it. People are happy. And
So
also
another
you have custom games you can turn on and off. You can do all different things in the custom game, but the most one of the biggest thing is you can now, if you start on mild mode, you can change to medium mid game, or you can change to woe level mid game. So now you can change your difficulty levels within the game, not having to start a new one.
So there's a waffler that shoots waffles?
No, it's a wafter. It's called a WAFTER, wafter.
I
And it's
know.
basically a big ladybug part, and you put it down, you click on it, and there's some boxes in there. The more of a type of bug you put in it, the more angry they are, the more different. So say you want to fight 3 different bugs like mosquitoes, bees, and black ants, then they'll all come and attack. Yeah. Or if you want red ants, whatever, you put what you can put in there. However many you put in there depends how angry they are. And also, if you spend too much time in an area like the red ant hill, the black ant hill, the sandbox, they all get angry and come and attack your base in that vicinity. So much fun. Seriously. It's turned a pretty I suppose a pretty, game that you can run around. You don't have to fight the bugs if you don't want to, all of that sort of thing. Just build. It's turned that into, you have to fight the bugs because the bugs are biting back.
Sounds like a passion project has become a full-blown fun adventure time.
It is, because like basically you have to defend your bases, because out of the blue it'll say payback, and it will flash up, and danger sign, and it will prop on your map where they're attacking. You have to go defend it, or they will destroy everything in it.
Oh,
And
we all have to play that together and put it up.
We
on the
do.
stream.
That would be such a blast. I tell you, such a blast.
So I've played Grounded. I enjoyed it, but with games coming out and me being the AAA whore that I am, I have to buy every new game that's big and play every new game. I had to put Grounded on hold. But
I understand that.
on June 12th, we're going to get a look at some games that we've all been anticipating, but have not really gotten a lot of news on. So I want to run down our members here, and I want your top 3, with the number 1 being the game you think nobody's expecting, but they're actually going to show, and with number 3 being the given, and number 2 basically what if your number 1 isn't the dark horse, your number 2 will be, and why. Power Man 4K, what are you looking for on this showcase?
Okay. So number 3 is the given, right? Like that's the given.
That's the given.
For me, that's going to be Starfield, right? I feel like this is going to be a heavy Starfield show. So I want to see as much as possible on that game. I think that's going to be that's going to be a genre-defining moment for the franchise and for Bethesda. It being the a new IP, and it being so long since they've had a new IP. So that's the given for me. I think that we might see. I'm kind of with Lupa on Wolfenstein. It's been what I think it's been 4.5 years now since we've seen one. I would not be surprised. Although I am here, I have seen some rumblings about Quake. So you know what? Actually, I'm gonna go with Quake on that. I'm gonna go with Quake, remake or some type of reboot. I heard that they're gonna be focusing more on story than just like arena shooter. That's 100% like if they had something along the lines of like Doom or Doom Eternal, but with Quake, I'd be there for that day one. Number one for me, I gotta go with Indiana Jones. I'm hoping against hope we see some Indiana Jones. I think the Xbox is, I think they really need a good narrative third person that I think that would fit perfectly. I think that would kill a narrative that's been alive for a long time. I think seeing a big budget AAA well known character, maybe in like a cool jungle setting or like a CGI effect where he's like fighting through a temple or something like that. I think it would be really cool. So that's kind of what that's my list, man.
Yeah, I don't agree with. I agree with number 3. We're going to see Starfield. I believe that if Starfield wasn't going to be a mainstay in the show, then this would just be called the Xbox Studios Showcase. But they went out of their way, and it is the Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase. By putting that there, everybody is fully expecting to get a buttload of Starfield shoved in places they didn't know they could have things shoved. But yeah, you're 1 and 2. I would like to see it, but I'm thinking something else. Lupa, what are you thinking?
I'm not sure. Obviously, Starfield is a given. That's ridiculous.
Okay, that's
Not to
number
think.
3.
I think we might see. I'm thinking more third party. I'm not sure. Like, is there anything new we can say about what Xbox first party studios are bringing? Not really. I'm thinking maybe we hear something about Gotham Knights, Saints Row. Possibly. Well, I think we definitely will. Obviously, I want to see some gameplay of Fable. That's my most anticipated game from Xbox Studios. I'm also looking forward to. Well, I have to have 3, don't I? I don't really. I don't know. I'm just looking at third party at the moment. I think they're going to be the surprise as well. I think there's going to be some cool third party games coming. So what I'm looking for this year is, I know that everybody's going on about COVID, and this year was going to be when COVID hit, because the games that came out last year were already nearly done. So the games that are coming this year are going to be hit hard. So I think 2023 is when it's going to take off and go mental, personally. So yeah, I'm thinking I want to see some Fable gameplay. So I'm going to say Fable as my out there one.
Okay.
Gotcha. I'm going to say that we're definitely going to get something from Saints Row. And what else? To be fair, I really want to see something on Avatar, because the film drops December 16, 2022, because it was pushed back. So the game was pushed back. I think it's going to be an awesome game. So I'm going to say Avatar.
All right.
Avatar 2.
That is, other than the given, we got a wide range of anticipations. I mean, wow, that's awesome. I couldn't ask
I'm an
for anything
eclectic
better.
gamer.
So, of course, my given is Starfield. We're going to get a buttload of Starfield. My number 2, I believe our number 2, we're going to see Quake. We're not going to see a new Quake. We're going to see Quake 3 Arena come back.
I
because
think they're going to save that for the QuakeCon, mate. I think you're wrong.
I understand QuakeCon,
Yeah.
but now Xbox Studios does own them lock, stock. Well, yeah, they
Well,
own
not
them
yet,
lock,
they don't.
stock, and barrel.
I know that I know what everyone's going to say, but I honestly believe that's why I didn't mention it, because I honestly believe that's coming to QuakeCon and not to Xbox. Just saying. I think
I
it'll do
mean,
QuakeCon first.
out of 4 Quake games, only one of them really pushed the arena narrative, and that was number 3. As a matter of fact, number 3 didn't even have a story. For those of you that don't know.
Yeah, only the
I
first
don't
two.
know.
Only the first 2 had a campaign.
Yeah, and the 4th one.
Yeah, the 4th one. Yeah, but they skipped it. You know, made it an arena shooter.
My number 1 is going to be a Shadow Drop teaser. We are going to get something assuring us beyond a shadow of doubt that Rise 2 is being made. We're talking about probably, other than a Halo or Gears game, most beloved game at the Xbox One launch. And everybody's been screaming for a number 2. It's going to come. It's already been rumored. There's been so confirmation on that. I mean, it depends on what outlet you look up on the internet about who they talk to from that studio. But yeah, Rise 2, Starfield, and we're gonna see Quake. Screw QuakeCon.
Yeah, she's probably right though. She's probably right. It probably will be a QuakeCon. But you know what? I'm surprised. Like, why haven't they brought back and done another Quantum Break? You know what I mean? Like, where's Quantum Break 2 at? You know what I mean? Like, that was a cool game. You know?
I don't think
But
Quake. It's never been made, mate.
Yeah,
They're not doing a 2.
So Quantum Break, it's all part of the same universe. So Alan Wake, Quantum Break, and Control are all in the same universe. If you play through Control, there is actually some collectibles that you can pick up, some documents that refer to the events and the investigations of the Alan Wake incident and Quantum Break. So Quantum Break was it was Remedy's first step into the universe.
Mm-hmm.
And they carried that on with Alan Wake, and now they've went to the heart of that universe, to the heart of the investigation of the universe with Control. So, I mean, they're all kind of intertwined in a way, very loosely. You got to look for the clues, but yeah, I believe that Quantum Break won't see a sequel, that it was just an introduction to a universe of sci-fi. Unfortunately, because Quantum Break was fun, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Haven't got around to playing it yet. Backlog is real, baby.
Right? Wait, Lupa, we ain't got no games. What backlog?
Yeah, look at my backlog. I mean, I used to be a gamer that would, because like I'm old school. So back when there was only like 2 games a year, maybe even 1 sometimes, I would get that game and I would play it to the death and complete it 100% before I moved on to the next game, waiting for the next year for the next game and so on. So that was how I played. And then since Game Pass, man, I jump about and graze all over the place. As a grazer now, is this game, that game, this game, that game. I can't keep up. I mean, I bought Mad Max, Hitman Trilogy, Quantum Break. What's that one? Metro Exodus.
Metro 2033, Metro Exodus, Metro
Exodus,
20,
I think it is.
2033 Last Light.
The latest, the last one they last brought
Exodus.
out. Yeah, that one. I've got all of those, not even touched them, dude. This is AssassinLupa saying she hasn't even finished Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
I mean,
stop the press.
I know.
Has
I've
anybody?
got to edit that.
That game is enormous.
Edit that.
The thing is, I had over 850 hours in Odyssey. Origins a fair few 500 odd hours as well. But in Valhalla, I think I'm up to like 600 hours. I'm not 100% sure at the moment. And I still haven't done the I bought Dawn of Ragnarok, pre-ordered it, and still haven't got around to playing it. It's just ridiculous. I just can't do it. It's like, because I think Valhalla still sits in my third slot. Odyssey is number 1, Origins number 2, Valhalla's number 3 for me out of the new creeds, because it's so depressing and dark. It's like, I don't know, and it's got a bit repetitive, and I got a bit bored with it. So I'm having to jump in and jump out, which is not me on a Creed game. So, and I'm really annoyed because up until about 2 weeks ago, we didn't have the roadmap for year 2. They did nothing except there was going to be a Basim DLC, and they decided we're going to make this a complete game and make you pay for it again at the end of the year because they put so much work into it. So now we didn't have the DLC for year 2. They've just dropped the roadmap. It's not that brilliant. There's going to be there is a second mastery thing you can run through if you like that sort of thing, and I think they're just updating here and there, so it's not massive, it's not good. We want some more content, Ubisoft, for Assassin's Creed Valhalla year 2. Get it on, get doing it. But no, it's sad for me. Really sad for me.
I know you'll get there, Lupa. You really will.
I will, but it's just annoying because it's like, why didn't you keep it to the Odyssey format? That was so good. Why did you change it? Why did you split the Assassin's Creed community by bringing out Dawn of Ragnarok, charging $40 for a bloody DLC that is only 15 to 20 hours long and should have been in the game to start with because the abilities are so cool on it? But you can't get to use those abilities back when you go back to England, Ireland, or Paris. So they're pretty useless, and it's divided the community because a lot of people wouldn't pay the $40. It's worth about $25. They should have not charged $40 for that, and it completely divided the community. Plus, there's people that haven't experienced it because of that reason, and therefore don't know what the hell we're talking about.
Hit that like, share it out. We're going to get into our last topic right now. For all of you Game of Thrones fans out there, have you seen the House of the Dragon trailer? I mean, wow. They've got a freaking dragon egg close to a fireplace to help it hatch. I mean, I'm talking, wow. Because you remember in Game of Thrones, everybody's like, winter is coming. The dragons, but it took so long for us to see the dragons. Mm-hmm. Now we're starting off with House of the Dragons. Yeah, I bet we see at least that baby dragon first episode. That I'm pumped. I can't. AssassinLupa, I know it's close to your heart. Big Game of Thrones fan.
Yeah, absolutely. So looking forward to it. The trailer looks fire. I mean, it is like a spin-off, but it's got Stark family and all of those in there. What was the name of the boy that's alive? Rickon. He's the leader of the Stark family now. And oh my God, it looks so good. I cannot wait. HBO Max, here we come. I don't care. I will break the law to watch it.
Yeah, no HBO Max in the UK, but Lupa's gonna find a way. Powerman, you like Game of Thrones?
Oh yeah. I had like me and my wife. We killed that. I remember I borrowed season 1, way back in the day. Back when everybody was still using the DVD sets. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We weren't streaming any of that stuff, and we watched one season of it, and I went out and bought the 6 or 7, whatever it was. That was like the full pack with the dragon on the outside. The box set. I still got it downstairs. And yeah, I loved it. Like I said, controversial ending, but overall, I think especially all the way up through like season 7, I would say I was really enamored with. So really cool. Definitely knew whenever when I was watching Game of Thrones, I mean, they have to go back and talk about the Mad King. They brought the Mad King up so much, you know what I mean? With her history and her family history and everything, that just sounded like an awesome story. So, yeah, it looks pretty cool. I'll probably be hopping in there and checking that out. Binge it up real quick.
Oh yeah. Now, Bob may be adding some people to his HBO Max account. You never know. All right. We're going to come to a part of the show where most shows they ask people what they've been playing at the very beginning of the show. You notice we didn't do that. So this portion of the show, every week we're going to, because we all play various games, but one always sticks out more than the rest. We're going to have a game of the week part of the show where we all discuss our games of the week. And my game of the week, I'm going to tell you right now, has been Halo Infinite. The map is fire. The mode is fire. I don't see what the complaints are about. I mean, unless you just don't have a life and all you do is play and then you're out of stuff to do. Because when I do get to play it, it is exactly what I expect it to be, and it exceeds my expectations and control. So, Halo Infinite for me. Power Man 4K. What's your game of the week?
So I have been grinding pretty hard on Diablo 3 Season 26. I'm like an old school fan. I actually got I've got a Diablo 3 like box collector set, like right up underneath my desk here. I'm a huge Diablo fan. Since the original Diablo back in the old days.
Season 26.
Yeah, Season 26, man.
God, is that a thing? Really? Season 26? It's marketed that way?
Yeah.
Goodness.
It's live. It's literally live right now. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Just came out a couple of days ago. Yeah, still supporting the game, still coming out with some new tidbits here and there. So yeah, I've been really grinding that out. And just as a little tidbit, I did go back and start a brand new character on Skyrim because it's Skyrim. So doing that too.
Yeah. Skyrim will always hold a place in everybody's hearts. It was so groundbreaking.
I'd rather play The Witcher 3.
Really? I don't know. Skyrim, with The Witcher 3, I've tried so hard, and I can't get past like I fight the Griffin, and then I'm just like, all right, and then I get distracted, so I fight the Griffin in that first little area, and then I end up going off somewhere else. I mean, it looks cool. I love the show.
Yeah, it's a great game. I mean, it didn't release like that. It was bad at the start. The glitches were terrible. But they have updated it and updated it and updated it. And now it's just so cool to play in 60 FPS as well as coming. So that will be so cool. And when the 60 FPS patch drops, I will be getting into it again. And they're so cool. CD Projekt Red, they made mistakes. They knew they made mistakes. So they gave us all of the hunt for free. The DLC for free. So, they make up for their mistakes. But The Witcher 3 outdoes Skyrim for me by a mile. I got so bored with Skyrim in the first half an hour, I never picked it up again.
This just in from our insider, Ubisoft Plus is going to drop access in the Game Pass Ultimate.
There'll be some form of like EA access is into Game Pass. That's what I think a big announcement will be June 12th.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It'll be just like EA. It won't be full Ubisoft Plus. It will be an access thing where you get to play some of their older games or whatever. in Game Pass because they dropped Rainbow Six Extraction straight into Game Pass. You know, I can see the collaboration between Xbox and Ubisoft carrying on as long as nobody else buys them, which is a possibility. I do believe that this will go ahead and we will get some form of Ubisoft Plus into Game Pass Ultimate.
I kind of wish it was a little more though, because
well, don't we all? But I don't. They might buy it. I can't see Xbox buying it at this time.
Because other than Xbox Game Studios games, I buy more Ubisoft games than any other. And we're talking Assassin's Creed. I'm a big Far Cry fan, so every Far Cry game.
Me too.
Every
Far Cry and
Creed
Assassin's
game.
Creed, every one of them. The only I don't like Rainbow Six Extraction or any of the Rainbow Sixes, to be fair. But that's just me. But Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, all of their games, apart from the strategy games, I'm up for.
And I do honestly believe if I had the time to dedicate to it, I would really enjoy Watch Dogs Legion.
Yeah, I think so, but it was a bit of a letdown for most. It just hasn't competed with number one yet anywhere.
Yeah, but
2
it's
and
a
3 are just
recreation. It's a recreation of London. You've been there. You're not excited about seeing it and driving around it. I am.
I guess, but like it's just the way it plays, and it just is a bit. I don't know. It's a bit. I don't know. It's not something I was looking forward to it. Then when I've seen streams of it and I've watched reviews, I'm not impressed. And the fact that it put a lot of people off when they lost their whole saves. That was really bad.
This is true. Remember, Wilmy Hood lost like
12 hours or something.
Yeah.
And there's others as well. I can't remember all of them now because it was so long ago. But like there were others that lost their whole saves. It just put me off even bothering because it just wasn't going across very well. Even now, people, like I say to people, you're not going back to Watch Dogs? No. It's not worth my time. There's other better games to play. That's what I've heard. So,
well, this brings us to the close of our very first episode. And like I said, we will be constantly evolving, improving, changing our look, our feel, but not our direction. And I want to thank everybody for coming in and showing up to our first episode, whether you're here live in the chat now or whether you watch us on replay on YouTube. Thank you very much. Like and subscribe so that you can experience this evolution with us. I would like to go down to my esteemed co-hosts of this show. And yes, I said co-hosts. I did not say panelists because we are equals here. Power Man 4K. Brother, where can people find you at?
Well, man, I just want to say it was a great first episode. Glad to be here. If you guys want to check me out, you can check me out on Twitter. I'm at PowerMan4K. PowerMan4K on Xbox, PowerMan4K on PlayStation, pretty much everywhere that you can find me. You'll find me here every Thursday at 9 p.m. chopping it up with you guys, man. So really appreciate it.
And he's a closet pony. Yes, he is. This man's got 600 trophies on his account. That's a closet pony.
I'm game. I game, man. I put it in all of them.
I know. I was just shocked when I saw it. I was like, "Oh my god!" Oh, AssassinLupa. You don't have to, because I know you're everywhere. You don't have to mention them all.
I'm not everywhere.
They know where she's at. They already know.
Yeah.
You can find me right here, 9 p.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. UK time on Game Set Live with my amazing co-hosts, KY Bob and Powerman. We'll be here giving you all the news, all the chat, Thursday nights. Catch us here. And you can also find me on Xbox Ultimate with Mav, Caitlin, and the family over there on Xbox Ultimate at 9 p.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. UK time on Friday nights. You can also catch me on Good Morning Xbox at I think it's 9 a.m. Eastern to 2 8 p.m. UK time.
Yep, you
On
got that right. That's why
Sundays.
we all
Yeah,
catch that one on replay.
yeah. It's like very early for you guys. And that's with Axel Gaming, Cool Cat Terry, Eternal Shadai, Cerebral Paul, and Scrub Nurse. You can also find me on Twitter at AssassinLupa, Xbox Party Live at AssassinLupa, where I will catch you all gaming, guys. Love you all. Take care. Have fun. Pick up a controller and play some games.
That's right. This is KY Bob. You can catch me this channel, Xbox, PlayStation, Steam. I could go on. It's like nobody wanted KY Bob. So I got it everywhere. And it was great to have everybody here tonight. Thanks for showing up. Be here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel for Game Set Live. Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys. Catch you all gaming.